Hey everybody, I know it's been a while since we made a video.
Indeed.
We've been real busy.
Yeah, very busy. New business.
New business. We formed a new business and we left our work camp situation. Our new business is called Nomad Desert Wear. You can find us on Instagram under nomad.desert.wear or on Facebook under Nomad Desert Wear or on Twitter at Nomad Desert Wear. And I make and design desert wear clothing, and Mike is helping and learning the process of it, and also vintage jewelry making using vintage pieces like this necklace right here. These little copper birds are antique, and I put these little beads on them and put them on a chain. Not really actually sure what they were before. I just got them as little charms.
Yeah.
Things like this bracelet right here. This is an antique piece, and so are these beads right here. They're from the 1920s, and I put them on some genuine leather lace.
Huh.
And the clothes are meant to be, thanks honey. The clothes are meant to be worn in the desert. I'm not making any men's clothes yet, just women's so far, and I don't make children's clothes. I'll just be doing probably 10 to 12 designs and doing them in slightly different ways. I put my own artwork on the fabric itself, and I also add little embellishments like leather lacing with beads and things like that.
Some scripture too.
And some scripture, and it's just like 100% cotton gauze and 100% cotton muslin. And these things are meant to be just kind of very, even though there's details like that, embroidery and so forth, they're meant to be kind of plain so that your own self will shine when you wear them. And they're easy to take care of. You just wash them and hang them up to dry. And you don't have to iron them or anything like that. It's meant to be kind of a nomadic, rumpled kind of look for people who travel a lot like we do. Essential on the list are Panda washer and dryer.
Most awesome things ever for an RV. I know everyone that lives in an RV is probably very tired of pumping quarters into a laundromat. That gets
expensive.
really expensive very quickly. Or you got one of these all-in-one machines that are $1,200, $1,300 and take hours to do a load of clothes.
I've heard they can leak as well. And the Panda washer, we just keep it in the shower. So if it ever leaks, which it never has, it would just go down the shower drain. We just can lift it up and out when we take a shower. And I can lift it, so it's liftable for a woman.
It's about 50 pounds. It's not real heavy. It's plastic. It's not steel, which means it's not going to rust. It's much lighter. It's good for fuel consumption as well. You don't want a whole bunch of heavy things. And the little thing really can do a lot of clothes in a very short time because, just the way it is. It's a powerful little machine. Its agitation gets on with it.
Like if you have delicate stuff, you just want to put it on like maybe a minute. Right? It really does a great job. If you have real heavy stuff, like a big comforter, you're going to want to take that to the laundromat.
Yeah.
But the rest of your bedding, your sheets, and your light blankets and all that can be done in the Panda.
It can do jeans. You can put like uh, 3 or 4 pairs of jeans in there, and then put it on heavy. It's got heavy or regular. Heavy is really gets on with it then, and then it's got a spinner alongside of it. So really, the governing thing is, will your load fit in the spinner, right? Because you can put more in the wash tub than will fit in the spinner.
I'm kind of guilty of overloading the machine and then not being able to put it all in a spinner. So Mike actually does most of the laundry in here, which is very topsy-turvy from what it was like when we lived in the sticks and bricks. I mean, we're very traditional. Mike went out and welded, and I stayed home and did the housework, and laundry was a big part of that.
Yeah.
Of course. The dryer, we have found that the dryers are essential, but you can put things on a line, and we do hang up a lot of our clothing, but a lot of stuff, of course, like towels and things like that, underwear, things like that, all go in the dryer. And we ended up with 2 Panda dryers, and really these things don't take a lot of energy.
No, I mean, you can run both of them together, and it's only about 1,800 watts on high, and they'll get stuff dry pretty quickly. They're very effective, and they're very compact. One's a 5-pound capacity, and one's an 8.5-pound capacity, and between the two of them, they'll keep up with the 10-pound capacity washer. So, while everything's small, and if you let your laundry go, a little too long, it can be time consuming because these are small machines. So every couple days, just do a couple loads, and you're good. You never have to go to a laundromat ever. And it's right here in your coach. You don't gotta mess with all the quarters.
And we don't really use any kind of big comforter or anything like that. We have an electric blanket for the winter time or cold climates, and the rest of the time it's just like this light couple of blankets.
Yeah, and a blanket like that's only like
comforting
50 watts.
Yeah.
And it keeps you so warm. It's like a pile of comforters that deep, So
everything we have can go in that little Panda.
Yeah.
Pretty awesome. Not very expensive. Doesn't take a lot of energy. It's convenient too to be able to do your laundry right in your coach and not have to drag everything over to the laundromat and
anytime you want
there
to,
and things like that.
Day, night, whenever. Doesn't matter what time it is. So.
And it's still going strong. We've been using it pretty hard for a year and a half. We've done the vast majority of our laundry. We've only had a few things that we've had to do at the laundromat. I do a lot of the laundering of the fabrics that I'm sewing at the laundromat because I'm doing a huge amount of fabric, many yards of fabric, 15, 20 yards that I need a larger washer to do in, right? Otherwise, just for your regular clothes.
Oh yeah, no problem. It can, you can have a load of clothes done in that in like 12 minutes.
Pretty quick.
Yeah.
If
you want to do an extra rinse, make that say 15.
Oh, and here's a video that we did about our Panda right here. Can't remember which side the card's going to come out on, but one of these sides,
somewhere over our heads.
Somewhere over our heads, the little card will come out on, and we're going to refer to several videos probably. Next on our list is a crock pot. I find it essential because I like to do stoops and stews.
Stoops and stews.
I love soups and stews, and I like to utilize our leftovers in that. And it doesn't use a lot of energy, and if it has an automatic shut-off, that's awesome. My particular one that I have now doesn't. I gave the nice large one to my daughter, and this one doesn't. But it's absolutely essential when I want to make some kind of stew.
Sure.
I don't want the electric burner on for as many hours as it could take to slow cook a stew. Next on our list is a French press.
Oh yeah, that's a good thing. We went ahead and got a I can't remember what it's called.
We'll find it. Here's a picture of it.
Here's a picture.
double-walled and stainless
Yeah.
steel, and the reason it's essential is because you may not always be able to plug in your coffee pot or your percolator. You'll be able to make hot water in just about any fashion, even if you had to use a flint and make a fire, you'll still be able to make hot water and pour into the French press coffee grounds.
Yep. Yep.
So let's see, we have kind of a 3-part essential, a 12-volt fan that Mike bought me.
Yep. Fantastic, endless breeze.
They're neat. They have little tabs on them, so you can hang them up in your RV window. And it works on 12 volts. You can plug it right into your little 12-volt outlets.
Yep, it's a barrel plug.
And your humidifier and your dehumidifier. And we found these things necessary because of the different climates that we've been in.
Yeah.
Your air control in your RV is highly essential because it's a small and enclosed area. It's like, a large car. It's not really like a house.
Right.
So you don't have the same kind of, there's no attic to help with the heat or anything like that. There's not the thick insulation. You really need to, like right now we're on solar power and we're running both of our air conditioners with our solar power. And then on top of that, because it's like 110 degrees here right now, we have our little endless breeze fan going too, and so it's moving the hot air from the cab of the RV throughout, and kind of helping with just how really hot it is.
Moves that hot air out of the cockpit up there and out here where the air conditioner can get a hold of it and do something with it, instead of just sitting there. So that helps quite a bit.
And we'll put all of these things, of course, in the description with a link to our Amazon, and they're affiliated links. And so that means every time you click on one of those and go to Amazon and purchase anything, even if it's not that item, you'll be helping us make a living on the road. So that'll help a lot because we're self-employed now. We're doing Nomad Desert Wear full-time, and that is our sole source of income. We'll have an Etsy store for that soon. We'll be also selling the fabric, not just clothes and jewelry, but just the raw fabric. So if you want to make your own stuff, I can give you a better deal than you can get on Amazon.
Yep.
And then on top of that, we'll be at the London Bridge swap meets in September. They start up again in Lake Havasu City. Right now, it is kind of over and done for the summer. It's too hot here.
As of this weekend, as a matter of fact. So.
And then we'll be heading to Prescott Valley to the Peddler's Pass swap meet and setting up a little booth there.
Yep.
And hopefully working our way up into going from swap meet to the art
fairs and whatnot, crafts fairs. Yeah.
They cost a lot of money to get into, and we want to get our feet wet first with the swap meets before we begin entering art fairs. We have already been accepted to a couple of art fairs, but we didn't want to pay the $500 or $600 it costs to get in them. We want to, kind of do the swap meets. They only cost maybe $20 to be in.
Yeah, let's go baby steps here to start with. Just dive right in. There may be a rock down there. You don't know. So yeah.
Okay, so the Bissell spot plan.
Yes. Especially if you have, like we have 2 older cats, and as everyone knows, older cats tend to vomit a lot. Yeah. They're healthy and everything, not sick, of course, but that's just the way it goes.
Cats do that.
This little thing does a bang-up job. It really does. Because that can stain, and this takes it right up immediately. Any spills, cat puke. If you really wanted to take some time, I mean, not too much, but some time, you could actually do an RV carpet the whole thing with it. If you weren't in a big hurry.
It's good for little spills, though, because who doesn't spill? And frankly, I think RV carpet is a bad idea, but this was made at a time when living in your RV wasn't quite so popular yet.
Yeah, this was
meant
not
for
meant to
doing
live
a little traveling in. So we do plan to tear out the carpet, put in some sort of just flat flooring. But until then, it's essential.
It also
And,
does
you know,
upholstery
yeah.
very nicely too. So like the couch and here, that kind of thing, it's beautiful for that as well.
Okay.
So it's a Bissell spot clean.
USB phone charger.
Ah, the Easy Charge. It's called Easy Charge. We got it off Amazon. We'll put links, blah blah blah. But it's 50 watts, 5-port, 110 operated little charger thing, and it works beautiful. It charges. You can hook 5 things to it, and it charges them right up. It has no lack of power whatsoever. So it works really great. We can power our GoPros from it, phones, whatever. Doesn't matter. As long as it's USB based,
It's really handy. We just keep it plugged in the outlet that's right up in the cab, and so it's real handy to have that little USB port with my phone charger right there, and just plug it in as soon as I need to. It's been awesome.
Huh.
The next thing is a plug-in strip with surge protection with an extension cord as well. Well, you don't have that on an extension cord, but those two things.
You got about a
you
6-foot
really
cord on them. Usually, sometimes they're 8-foot. The one we have currently is a kilowatt P8. I think it's a 8 or 10 outlet surge protector power strip. It has an LED display on it that tells you a lot of things about your power system, your voltages, your amperages, what you've used in a certain time period, a myriad of things. It's really a nice plug strip, and I think that's an essential for an RV.
There's not enough plug-ins really in an RV to plug in all your stuff. And an extension cord, a separate extension cord, is essential as well, because sometimes you're going to need to have your things closer. Like when I'm ironing the fabric that I'm going to lay out a pattern on and make something out of, for instance, I need that iron to have a real long cord on it, right? It needs to be up in my work area.
A lot of movement there.
And there's no handy plug-ins there.
Really, no.
So it really comes in handy to have that. I mean, you'll use your extension cord a lot. Okay. Extra water container with a pump. The stackable rectangular water storage containers are nice, but we didn't get those. We just really weren't thinking about that.
I didn't realize they existed before we got these things, because it's just a big 5-gallon water bottle. So we figured that's what it was,
And we put a dolphin pump on.
Yeah.
And the first time we boondocked in
awesome.
Laughlin, I don't think we put it in the video, but our water pump just quit on us.
Yeah.
And if it hadn't been for having the extra water storage, we would have had to just go to an RV park. So.
We had 2 of them, and we had one, so we used one for flushing the toilets and one for drinking. So it worked fine. I mean, we didn't have a problem after that. Oop. Earthquake.
Okay, the next thing on the list is RotoZip.
Oh, yeah. RotoZip.
And that's in this video, right?
Over here somewhere.
Up here somewhere.
It's kind of like
Which video was that? The Vesta installation video. Because that's where we put the pump in. Or the
door.
Little door for the water purifier.
Yeah. It's kind of like a plunge router. Everyone knows what that means. And that particular kit comes in a nice case. And then it has another, like a power head. It goes on it. You take out the little router part, put that on. It has 3 blades come with it, a wood one, a ceramic one, and a metal one, all of which work beautifully. I mean,
and then doesn't it have those wire wheels too?
No, it does not.
Oh, okay.
I won't do a wire wheel. I have those for my drill,
okay.
Which is another awesome thing.
A drill is something essential. One of the tools that we found that we just really can't do without when living in an RV.
Yeah.
You're going to do a lot of repairs yourself, and
Sure.
you really need to have that. What do we have?
It's a Black & Decker 20 volt. It's a Black & Decker Max or something like that. And the thing has just all power all day long. The batteries last a long time. And
It's powerful too.
Oh yeah.
It's not, you know, like in the past that you've had your battery powered things all weak and
usually cordless means it's a toy. This is not a toy. This thing is serious. I would put that up with a corded drill as far as a little 3/8 drill goes. Reversible. It's got a pressure clutch, you know, like a screw gun, so you can set it for you know, different torques or whatever, or just straight on, like just for drilling. It's quite an instrument. I love it.
And a multi-bit set.
Yep, and that goes right with the driver. You know, a nice multi-bit set. It's got a little ratcheting hand thing there. I just got it at, like, I don't know, some store. It's nothing special, but it's something you really need to have because there's a lot of different kinds of fasteners.
And here's a picture of that.
Yeah.
Magically.
Magically.
And a multimeter. That's been essential.
Yes. I went ahead and broke it out for that. I went and got a Klein Tools C2000. It's professional equipment, you know, like what an electrician would use. Plus, it's got a great big clamp meter, so you can, you know, diagnose your solar systems when you're talking about 4/0 cable and stuff. You can see what your amperage is flowing through all that, and it'll do everything up to is it Cat 2, Cat 3, whatever, 1000 volt AC, 600 volt DC, and it has its own non-contact voltage sensor on it as well. So it's a really nice instrument.
It has another function which we didn't realize. It can be a tick tracker. In other words, you can use it to locate your electric schematics, right? In your, say you want to put something on your roof, but you don't know how, you know, and where you can put a screw down in because you don't know where your wiring is. You can use it to find out exactly where your wiring is. If you can't get a hold of a schematic like us in our 2002 Holiday Rambler Admiral,
it seems to be a secret.
We can't get a schematic to save our lives. It's handy for that.
Anybody out there knows where to get those things? Let us know, please. By all means, let us know.
And next on our list is a water distiller. You need to be able to make pure drinking water wherever you are. It's a survival thing. Because you may not have access to drinkable water, potable water where you are.
Sometimes.
And you, as a human being, you have to have water every day. You can't, you know, you'll die without it.
Yep.
So it's not a good idea to live on distilled water because you're not getting the minerals from water that you normally would. But it's essential for life, for staying alive. Oh, the next on the list is my favorite, our egg cooker. We put pictures of that, a little video of that, I think, on our Facebook. And we use it every single day. We put our little organic eggs in there and pour a little water, and you poke a hole in the top of each egg.
Yep.
It fits 7 eggs in there.
Yep.
Stick the lid on, push the button, and about 10 to 12 minutes later, you have anywhere from soft to hard-boiled eggs.
Yep. The more water you put in, the harder boiled it is.
It doesn't use very much energy, and it's a snap to clean it up, and you don't have to break out a pan and fry your eggs where you get that, like, you know, egg stuff on there that's hard to clean.
You grind it off of there. You don't got grease all over everywhere. You don't add more fat into your eggs. It's a really good thing. I like that.
Yep, we probably use that more than any other kitchen appliance.
Probably, yeah.
Okay, reflective insulation.
Yes, it's called Reflectix.
The silver stuff.
Yep.
Put in your windshield.
You've seen that in many motorhomes. Is that silver stuff in the windows? Well, that's called Reflectix.
You can get it at Home Depot or Lowe's or That's where we get it anyway. You
It's
get it online.
basically Mylar bubble packing stuff. You know, it's Mylar on both sides, and then it's probably that thick of, you know, air-filled area inside there. It's probably a 7, R7 if you're going for cold insulation, but the reflective value of it is
it makes a huge
big.
difference,
Yeah.
and we can tell immediately when we put it up in our windshield, because the windshield in an RV really makes the RV like a solarium. It gets real hot, and it's not
Make a nice
good.
solar oven.
Right. Well, that's one thing we haven't used yet is our solar oven. We keep meaning to use it, and we haven't yet.
It's called a solar flare.
So we're hoping to do a video on that in the near future. Okay, and so let's see. A flashlight is essential.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of a no-brainer, but it had to make the top 30 list.
It is essential.
We're going to turn this into a top 30 list.
By the time it's all said and done.
We had a top 20 essential and an honorary mention, but when the two just intermesh so much that we're going to go ahead and just top 30 it.
Yep.
Let's see. Oxygenic shower head is absolutely essential.
Yes.
It helps to have cut my hair too, so that I can take a shorter shower. We have a small water heater, and so the hot water doesn't last all that long. Yeah. And so by the time I'm done scrubbing and washing my hair, it's just at the end of it, and I just don't take a long luxurious shower anymore like in the house. We just don't have a big enough water heater, and we had gotten some extra little water heaters, but we never installed them, and we just ended up selling them. They were just something taking up room in our bay, and we thought about one of those instant hot water heaters too, and we just never did it.
Those are hugely power hungry.
Yeah.
Oh boy. And this thing here, I mean, I don't know how most RV water heaters are, but this thing's 160 degrees. But it's 6 gallons, but at that temperature, and with the oxygenic shower head, you really can kind of take a long shower. Because it's only 2 gallons a minute, and you're using so little hot water because it's so hot.
So I guess it's a long shower for a guy and not so long of a shower for a woman.
Yeah, I've never run out of hot water in there, ever.
I have.
Or even come close. Yeah.
I have.
So,
and
there's something about it. It feels like you're getting,
It feels like a regular house shower with that shower head. It does.
Some water-saving shower heads are like it's spraying high-velocity needles at you. This is more like lobbing drops at you. It's an interesting sensation. It's especially even on the pump. Even if you're going on the pump, it's a good shower. You can't really tell you're on a water pump. So there you go.
Yeah.
That's definitely an essential.
For me, a 5-minute shower is not a long shower. That's pretty much really rushing it. But I've gotten used to it, and I just I've really cut down on the products that I use in the shower altogether.
Death to Monsanto.
Okay, and walkie-talkies are pretty essential. You need a walkie-talkie pair for when one of you is backing and one of you is outside guiding, or if you're in an emergency and you need to contact somebody. Also, it's the Motorola ones that we got from Costco.
Motorola Talkabouts.
They're like, they have an emergency channel on them too, so you can listen for weather and things like that.
Yeah, they have a NOAA weather radio channel on them. You can, they have a lot of features. We'll put a link for it.
And we used them every day when we were at our work camp situation, because I was in the office and Mike was doing the maintenance every time I needed him to do propane or help someone with some call in of a cable problem or anything like that. It was really easy to get a hold of him with our walkie-talkies.
Oh. Things have amazing range, up to 25 miles. So definitely get those.
Next on our list is our Vesta dishwasher. and I would call it essential for us. It's not necessarily essential, but for us, we don't want to spend our life doing, hand washing dishes. We have way too much to do. With having your own business, it takes up a lot of your time. And here's our installation video for that. Mike did a fantastic job putting that in.
The sweet part about that thing is it's built for RVs and or boats. So you don't even need to hook it to the hot water. It makes its own hot water. Okay? And I do believe it has its own little garbage disposal in it. Right? So in case it grinds up food and stuff. It's all stainless steel inside and out. The thing is beautiful. It really is. It gets the water really hot. You don't even have to turn the hot water heater on. It doesn't need it. So that's a good thing to have. And actually, here's what I was really getting to, is even on its heaviest cycle, it only uses 4.2 gallons of water.
Nice.
Total. Now, if you're going to be doing by hand washing, you're going to use a lot more water than that. So you're going to be running out of water.
At least we do.
And you're going to be using hot water from your tank. You're not going to. This thing heats the water itself to sterilizing temperatures. I mean, hot. So.
It was kind of an expensive unit. And we'll put a link to every single one of these items down in the description. But it was well worth it.
Oh, yeah.
We need to, when we get up in the morning, we need to do all of our chores. We need to take care of all of our stuff. We come out, we vacuum, we pick up anything that we didn't put away the night before. We get any remaining dishes done that didn't get done. Because, sometimes at the end of your day, your dinner dishes stay in the sink, right? Get all of our, start our laundry and do all of the things that need to be done, take the garbage out and whatnot, and it's so handy to just be able to load up the dishwasher and put in your soap and be done with it. We just use regular cheap powder dishwashing soap. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, it doesn't take anything special.
Mm-hmm. So though it was a kind of an investment, it was well worth it. I'm totally not sorry we bought that.
No,
because at first I was like, oh, we don't need to spend that much money. We can do these, but so glad. So glad we have it.
Huh.
Next thing on our list is our printer, our Epson.
It's an XP410 small-in-one. It's a printer, a scanner, and a copier. It's not a fax because, well, who needs that? Right? We didn't need one of those. But, as far as things that we were doing, especially with previous businesses we'd had, we used to do a lot of custom graphic printing and stuff like that. The thing prints beautifully. I mean, it is just
even if you just need to print out your insurance ID card, or make a copy of something, and you're not using it for business or anything, it's almost essential these days.
It's completely wireless as well.
If you're paperless with your bills and things like that, it's almost essential that you have some sort of printer.
Yeah. There's
been countless times we've needed to scan something in, sign, scan, and email back to somebody, and we found it essential. Okay, next on the list is our folding tables. These are little wooden folding tables you can find just about anywhere.
Yeah, they're just your basic little wood table, and then the things are sturdy.
Just a TV tray. Yeah.
But it's really pretty thick wood, and it doesn't take up a lot of room. You can stack it right over there beside we got ours stacked beside my driver's chair over there, and there you go. Don't take up hardly any room, but boom, all of a sudden you got dinner table.
Right.
Whenever you need it.
So we don't use our little dinette area. That's taken up with our work stuff and our computers and things like that. So
besides that, it's just tiny.
And it's tiny. It is tiny.
It is,
It's barely bigger than these folding tables.
Yeah, it's maybe 3 by 3, 3 by 2.5.
And it's nice to be able to fold them up and stick them away so you don't have some extra piece of furniture.
Like we said, this rig was not really built to live in. It's just for going camping, kind of, you know.
We bought it because it's so sturdy and in so many
Yeah.
ways and well built that we can live in it.
It's a workhorse chassis, and the thing's all metal. It doesn't, you know, the sides are all metal, the roof is metal. It's not going to do that delaminating thing or any of that. So that's really what we're looking for there.
Right.
It's built like a tank.
Okay, next on our list is our RV-based GPS. We
Yes.
had a regular, we still do have a regular GPS, and we just transferred that to our little truck.
Yeah, we used to use that in the Toad.
But finally, it was the last straw when we were coming through Needles, California, and it took our RV down a road to go. We didn't see it coming because the thing. I mean, well, anyway, we came to this underpass, this 8-foot underpass.
The smallest, shortest little underpass I've ever seen ever in my life.
Only a single car can go through it at a time, so each side has to wait for one car to go through, and then one company on the other side. And there we are in our big RV, and we've got our Toad on and everything.
Not going through there.
We're like, oh no, what is this? And fortunately, we're able to turn around in this teeny tiny little turnaround area right there by it. And there's this guy standing there. He goes, oh, I've seen countless RVs have to turn around here.
Yeah.
And so that was it. We got one that's RV based.
Yes. It's a Garmin RV 760, which is also it Bluetooth links to your smartphone as well. So you get live traffic video. I mean, you know, there's also a wireless backup camera you can buy for it, so you can have that on the screen too.
It's voice activated as well, so while you're driving, you don't even have to look at it. You just
say voice command.
Voice command.
And then it pops up a little list there, and you just tell it what you want it to do, and it's pretty cool.
Next on our list is our stainless steel dishes.
Yeah.
We gathered up all of the china that was my mother-in-law's that I was absolutely love, and gave it to my son and his girlfriend. My daughter has the vast amount of it.
Yeah.
We just brought a small amount of it with us, and it actually turned out to be pretty sturdy, and it was absolutely gorgeous, and a nice clean design that went with everything. It went with stainless steel things, but ultimately it was just too rattly. You have to put either a silicone bead on there, which I wasn't willing to do, or you have to put little kind of rubbery matty stuff between each, and it just will rattle anyway, and it doesn't really compress stack. It does stack, but the stainless steel items we bought actually stack inside of each other.
It
kind of
fit together like one thing. You know, it becomes one.
And we know that even though it was kind of expensive to do that, we'll never, Lord willing, we'll never have to buy dishes again, ever. We bought this little 3 different brands, because we hunted around for the best quality, and tried not to get totally overpriced things, but it was kind of difficult. Again, we'll have a link for that down below. Pretty happy with that stuff.
Yeah, indeed.
Next on our list is vent pillows.
Oh, yes. I'm sure you've seen them. They stuff up in your vent. One side is, on these anyway, is reflective.
Grab one?
Yeah, I'm going to grab that.
Those are just awesome. When you take them out of your vent on a sunny day, the shiny side is really hot, and you realize how much heat
like
that
this
is
here.
reflecting.
See? It's very poofy, thick, nice. It's probably an R30 or better as far as insulation value goes. But this part here reflects a lot of heat, especially down here. And then this right here is hot.
They weren't very expensive, but they are absolutely essential for helping regulate your temperature when you're in hot climates. We just never thought we were going to be in such hot climates, and RVers that were more experienced and wiser than us commented a lot on our, how are you going to make your air conditioners run and things like that. Well, it's all worked out, but I'm going to tell you, we were not expecting to be in 110-degree weather.
But yet the Ames Power 6,000 watt split phase inverter is trooper. It stands right up. We can run both air conditioners off of it.
And that's with not having our wind turbine up and having lost a whole panel in the front. And here's the video for that.
Yep.
And also having sent back all of our flexible panels.
We started out with 2,600 watts.
Working, and here's the video for that.
And now we're down to 1,200 watts, and it's still hanging.
It's pretty awesome to be able to go anywhere, anytime, and hang out for a couple of days. And the only reason we're limited is because you have to dump your sewer in your gray tank, and you need
things
to
fill up,
and you need to get more water. So, you know,
if you got a dump station near you somewhere, you can just go do and go. You know, then you can stay out there a long time.
And water, your water and dump station is essential. Okay, next is our compressor with a riveter.
All right, I got a little Campbell Hausfeld little 1 gallon pancake compressor. Right, the thing's cute. It's like this big.
It is cute.
Like that, right? But it's enough to run something like a stapler, a rivet gun, an air nailer, you know, that kind of a deal. Or like just kind of, you know, blowing out like your computer or a fan or something. It's not going to hang very long for, you know, some kind of big. You're not going to be able to do tires with it, for instance. You know, it's not some kind of service compressor, but you can air up your little Toad tires, and it's 150 psi, so you could add air to your rig tires. You know, it's got enough power to do that. You know, top them up and stuff like that. So it's a good little general compressor, right? So that was pretty cool.
Vacuum is essential.
Yes. If you have carpeting, as pretty much everything does, you're going to need a very good vacuum.
Well, even if you don't, I mean, it's awesome for picking up. You know.
Well, that's even better because this particular vacuum has settings for hardwood floors, whereas you can either run it with the beater bar on or off. You know, it's just suction only. So it's a Shark Navigator.
Oh, and I use it too for those jumbo Ziploc bags we have for bedding.
Space saver storage. Yeah,
those work really, really neat. We should have stuck those in the video, but we didn't.
Yeah, it's not really essential for most people because you're not going to have mass quantities of fabric like we do.
Well, actually, it would be good for your bedding and your winter clothes when it's summer and vice versa, right?
Sure.
It would be good for that. But anyway, here it is. It's not one of the numbered items, but the giant Ziploc bags that you can vacuum seal.
They're pretty cheap too. So.
We're down to our last two things on our list.
Or what?
Okay, Davis Weather Station. And here's a video about that.
That thing is awesome. It's wireless, right? So your sensor array and your readout are, you know, completely separate. The thing will go like 300 feet away, no problem. Everything you could want to know about the weather is on there. I mean, everything. You could, if you were a meteorologist, you could make weather forecasts with it. You know, no problem. It doesn't do satellite maps, of course, but everything but, let's say. It was an awesome buy. I loved it.
Last but not least, our Ninja Drinky Maker.
Yeah. It's a little food processor.
Little tiny blender. We looked around at a lot of blenders, and ultimately we just got the smallest Ninja one. It's just a nice little carafe.
Awesome. It's this here.
and then show the thing that you put on top. You just put on, the motor actually just is a handheld unit on top, and you just press it down with your hands.
See, just a little motor there. The switch for it right here. Right, you just fit it right on there. Oh, just like that. Thing works great.
It's very powerful and doesn't take a lot of energy.
Well, it's a 400 watt motor, and it's got enough power to chop up ice or whatever. No problemo.
And we are drinking a lot of iced coffee because it's just too darn hot to have hot coffee. So it's just really been a nice thing every single day to be able to have iced coffee. And that then, ba-doom bump, is it.
Yay.